And welcome back to White Claw Wednesday, episode number 100.
Yeah.
With someone super special to me, not only to me, but the podcast itself. We have Amanda Galvao, soon to be
Amanda Finazzo. I hope it's okay. I do have you saved in my phone as that.
Oh my God, I love that.
I do, yeah.
I
not cool, man. You're
Ryan?
jumping the gun.
No, Ryan is so weird about it. Like whenever people like say like husband or like, oh, your husband, you know, because now we own a home. So people like, and he's like, not yet. Or someone said spouse. And he was like, she's not my spouse. I'm like, why are you being weird?
Sorry about that buzzing, everybody.
Ryan's just worried about jinxing things.
I'm not. No, I'm not jinxing.
No, I'm kidding. He's not worried about that.
He
just doesn't want to
appreciate
enjoy the sweetness of it when it isn't actually sweet yet.
I want to enjoy the moment when the moment comes, not jump the gun and feel like it's normal, before it is.
It's like that Drake and Josh episode where Drake takes the brownies out of the oven too soon, and Josh is like, don't do it. And then Drake just starts eating the brownie soup, and he's like, I don't regret this at all. Brownie soup.
I remember that. I do remember that episode.
After my bridal shower, though, our whole house is going to be splashed with Finazzo.
Babe,
yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Yeah.
You want to be able to lick the mic at all times.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Don't do it. But
Also, we did another where we forgot to crack the...
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm so bad at that.
Whoa, that was a good pop. Damn.
Yeah. Jeez, babe. Ready? Sorry, I'm slow. Cheers up.
Cheers.
Episode 100. So Amanda's been...
This has
almost did it again.
This has been in the works since episode 50.
Yeah, if you guys are true fans, you knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Did we talk about it on that pod? Or?
Yeah,
we decided on 100.
So this has been in the works for a while. I mean,
a year.
You've called this for a long time.
Mm-hmm. And who would have thought we'd be sitting here?
In our new home.
In a new home.
Yeah. So, I don't know, babe. You want to talk about
engaged?
that?
Yeah, we were engaged.
Definitely engaged.
Oh, okay.
Wait a second.
Were we?
Yeah, we were.
It was about a year ago.
Yes,
yeah, you were.
We definitely talked
about it.
Did you know
at that point that you did know at that point you'd be our officiant?
I did. Yeah, it was pretty.
A year seems like forever ago.
It does. Oh my God, that went by so fast, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ryan proposed in the summer of 2020, right? It was like July or something. Yeah,
July of 2020.
And then, you fast forward, feel like 4 or 5 months from there, and we did 50, and then we came up with the episode 100 appearance for you, and also, I think you guys asked me to do the officiant thing. I think it was like beginning of September, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe even closer to the proposal than I remember. I remember it being pretty close because I remember like having the conversation at your parents' house.
Well, we asked you first, like, would you be willing to do something?
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
because we didn't want to ask you like make the whole thing, and then you'd be like, I'm actually not comfortable marrying.
Right. Yeah, I was putting in some serious woodworking.
Yeah.
You were doing the woodworking, the mugs. Yeah.
We were uploading our pictures the other day, and it was your picture. You're like, is this like durable? Because you were like using it as your water cup every day.
I was.
So for those that don't know, I made Frank. Well, I made everybody, every one of my wedding party people. I made them a wooden Stein glass. I almost forgot what I called it.
Wooden Stein.
A wooden, it's like a beer mug, basically. It's big, and Frank was so excited that he was using it for water for.
It was his
a
new
long
water
time.
cup.
Everyday use. It was just I was going through about as many cups of water as I do in a normal day in that thing, and then after it was maybe less than a week.
Yeah.
I go to fill up water, and I'm like carrying the water glass, the mug, and then I feel the dripping start coming down on my leg. I'm like, what? And I look at the bottom, and it's just soaking through.
Is it still? You're not using it?
Oh, I've stopped using it completely. It's simply just a.
I can fix that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just a nice thing to look at,
Yeah.
Which is what I think it was.
In the apartment, it looks so good.
Yeah, we have all three of them set up.
Yeah.
We have that, with the blunt.
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
the classic blunt. You know that story, right?
I do know that story.
Yeah. So, babe, since the last time you were on the podcast, were you still working at Better?
Oh my gosh.
I think she was.
Or
she had just stopped.
Yeah, I think I had just stopped working at
And
Better.
you started to do the go back to school for teaching.
Yeah.
Or you had decided, I don't think you had started yet.
No, I mean, I don't know.
Whatever.
I was in that time,
Yeah.
but yeah, total 180. And now I'm a teacher. Well, not fully yet, but I've been student teaching.
Talk about it. So
Okay.
you went back to school to get your teaching credential.
Yes.
How is the teaching credential program? What does it entail?
Well, I have to do classes. I also had to do prerequisites since my major wasn't in liberal studies. I was a business major. So I had to do prerequisites. Now I'm actually in the program and I'm currently student teaching. So we have to do 12 weeks total to get a California credential.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I'm in the midst of teaching. Next week's actually my last week and I'm in a kindergarten class and I love it. Some days aren't as good as others, but
she has to deal with pee and poop.
I think I told you the story, didn't I? One of our kids, we were like, oh, like, are you okay? Like, did you have an accident? And he's like, oh, no, I just sat in so-and-so's water. And we are like, okay. And
Sat in their water?
Yeah.
What water?
Yeah, it was her pee. He sat in her pee.
So she like peed in a seat and then he sat in the seat? God, that's so, it's
oh my gosh.
It's crazy how when you're that young, you don't understand
You're just so naive.
what the heck
And
that is.
It's so interesting to me because, I mean, she talks about the stuff that she's teaching and the kids are learning.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't remember learning this stuff.
it's like you don't remember. It just comes second nature.
Right.
But like
You just
to
think
these children, like their minds are just nothing. They haven't been molded to learn yet, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just like whatever they've felt naturally, like
Yeah.
or understood naturally.
It's like simple things too. Like I'm asking them a question and they just shout out the answer. I'm like, oh, in kindergarten we raise our hands, like
Right.
things like that. Like
Walking in a line,
Right.
like waiting your turn, that type of stuff.
Yep.
That the parents might teach them a little bit, but like everyday
also,
use.
COVID, like this is their first big social interaction. They've never really had that before because COVID started. They were like 3 years old.
Yeah.
So this is like their first time really being around a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something too. It's kind of weird to think like before COVID, I don't know.
Were they doing pre-K during COVID?
I think it was online, so it wasn't the same. Like, could you imagine pre-K
Kindergarten online?
on Zoom?
No. No,
Yeah.
this is pre-kindergarten.
No,
like before.
yeah.
Oh.
Like
There's
playing-
no there's no
Right.
point in that.
We're-
Yeah.
Right.
Had you heard of this before?
Uh,
Pre-K in state school, like in
See, I always
Public
thought pre-K isn't pre-K preschool?
Yeah,
Because
but it
isn't
used to be,
preschool
like-
before kindergarten?
Yeah, but it used to be like only private. Like you could go to like private
Yeah.
preschool. Now
The first grade of public school used to always be kindergarten.
But
yeah.
now it's
Now
TK
it's pre.
or transitional kindergarten.
Wow.
Or preppy K, which is
or
like preparatory.
TK. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know. I had no idea. And it's funny.
Yeah,
I always
yeah.
I kind of going to preschool. I never really thought of it as like, oh, there's no public preschools. I never really.
Yeah, you don't think.
I
like,
never
well,
put two
yeah,
and two
I mean,
together there.
You're like 3.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought I was cool when I'd say like I went to a private preschool, but I was like
And
that's
I
all there
didn't
was.
even
yeah, that's all there. Yeah.
I went to actually a
religious one or like
it was like a Jewish
church
temple.
one.
It was like a what do they call
by
it?
Poly.
Yes.
That's what I did.
that's-
Temple Bethel.
Temple Bethel. Yeah, a lot of people did that Temple Bethel for preschool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might have even done it. I can't remember. It's too long.
You don't remember what preschool you went to?
No, I don't remember.
I remember I could drive there if I wanted to. It's in the Bay Area though, but like I could figure my way.
You could find your way there.
Yeah.
Yeah, preschool was crazy. I remember preschool we would always have nap time.
Oh yeah, dude. I
which
remember
we
nap
didn't
time was
have
so
in
cool.
kindergarten. I
Nap
remember
time was
on the
awesome.
occasional days, like I think our teacher would let us sleep, but
In kindergarten?
maybe my memory's fuzzy, but I think so. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, I
No, we
think
do
so.
not sleep in our kindergarten now.
we all had our mats in preschool.
Yeah, I remember the
that.
mats. Yeah.
we had nap time.
I remember my preschool smelled like milk, and I hate milk.
Interesting.
Like
interesting.
whenever I smell milk, I think of preschool.
See, it's so funny to me. Like when I think of milk, I don't think of any smell.
Really?
I just
You
think of
can't
all taste.
smell milk?
I mean, I can smell milk. Like I can, smell, see if it's good. I can still drink this. But I just mean like if I couldn't identify a milk smell
Really?
outside of, sticking my nose in a
Oh
carton.
no! As soon as I walk in, I'm like, oh my god, it smells like milk.
Do you guys ever?
Wait, you don't like milk?
No.
So
No.
that means you
We
don't
don't
like
really drink
you don't
milk.
like cereal then, or do you like
I-
dry cereal?
Well, we do
No,
almond milk,
I do almond milk.
but we're not really big cereal. We're not big cereal
Okay.
eaters. I
We
guess.
have a bunch now because my family was here and there was 3
Yeah, there
kids,
was
so we
a
had
lot.
to eat, or we had to buy it. But we're not
Mhm.
big cereal milk people.
We're not really big breakfast people in general, but
Can I-
now go ahead.
Sorry. Something that's so weird to me that is still weird to me is that you guys drink milk with dinner. Or like,
Oh, I used to have milk with
Americans do.
dinner as a kid every single dinner.
so weird.
And you know what's funny about it is
Yeah.
it was always my favorite part of every dinner.
Aw,
because
that's
you-
so cute, though.
It's a nice palate cleanser when you've got some good milk. That's my.
And
thing.
it's also I remember
It's great to finish
I
off.
would have like a meal.
Disgusting.
No, I totally agree with Ryan.
Yeah,
I'd have a meal with like broccoli and like steak and like mashed potatoes,
And then
and then I'd have my glass of milk, and I'd always I'd drink the milk, and my mom would used to get mad at me because she'd be like, "No, you can't have a second glass, Frank. You have to finish your dinner." Because I'd like get into the milk at first, and my mom would be like, "Frank, stop drinking the milk. You haven't eaten dinner."
Oh my gosh, that's so gross to me. I don't know why.
It wasn't an everyday thing for me, but I remember it being like an option. Like it was always like there was juice, water, or milk. Yeah, and it just depends. It
I would
just depends what mood I was in.
Always have milk every
Yeah.
single dinner.
It's actually not that bad. Like
Oh,
I
God,
think
no.
up until I was maybe like a sophomore or freshman in high school. I think up until that point I was milk with every single dinner.
wow.
Oh my gosh, that's
I
so
do
crazy.
remember the older I got, the less I drank milk.
That's how it was with me. It was like
Yeah.
it was a steady decline.
Yeah.
I remember I went to my friend's house for dinner one time. I don't know, I was like 7 or something. And she was drinking milk, and I was like horrified. I was like, "Oh my gosh! Like, what are you doing?" Like, it was just so gross to me.
To be fair, Brazilians do a lot of weird stuff too.
I mean, you guys use the
Baby powder.
you guys use the cashew that a fruit is attached to.
Literally-
But did you like that?
Oh,
Or-
it was delicious.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's crazy to me to think about like
For
how
those of you that
we don't take advantage of that fruit here in
Yeah.
America.
For those of you that don't know, a cashew, the nut, is actually just
A
it's
seed
the
of a fruit.
bottom of a fruit.
I thought it was the
grows
top.
out.
it's
It was the
top.
top.
So it's like
Yeah,
the
it's
stem.
top.
It's like the stem. There's the nut and there's the nut shell, and the nut shell is like the stem between the stick
I
and
think
the
it's the
fruit.
seed. Like, you can take it and then plant it, and then you get another.
You get the plant.
Yeah.
Well, for our listeners out there,
No,
well, for-
right?
well, for our
Can you
listeners
grow
out there,
nuts
pretty
like
much
that? know.
the cashew comes from a similar place as where the stem on an apple comes from.
Or like a bell pepper stem.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, so imagine instead of a stem, it was
It's a
cashew.
cashew.
Yeah,
You'd never think.
yeah. I
And
had
there's
I
like
had no
great
idea.
fruit under there with really yummy juice.
Juice.
Yeah. And what's crazy is, how big the fruit is compared to the cashew itself. Like you buy,
Americans probably waste so much of the fruit.
Oh yeah.
Well, it comes from Brazil, I'm assuming, someplace.
So
it doesn't get wasted.
I
There's no
hope
way.
someone's using the fruit while we take all the cashew.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you think about the
Just
big
depends where
old
the
jars of
market's at.
cashew.
Yeah.
That's a lot
That's
of pieces
like
of fruit.
500. Yeah.
Yeah, so like you go to Costco and you get the Kirkland freaking cashew buckets.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole duffel bag full of fruit somewhere.
Hmm. Cashews are good. They're an underrated nut.
We use or Brazilians use that, but they also use.
Yeah, we.
Yeah, I said we. But we also use baby powder in a lot of stuff.
It's not
which
baby powder.
It is baby powder.
Baby
It's baby
powder is
formula.
what you-
Baby powder is what
yeah.
you put on your butt so you don't
Yeah.
get chafed.
Sorry.
So you don't get a diaper rash.
Yeah, you don't get a diaper rash. Yeah.
Baby formula. Sorry, it's baby formula. They use it for like sweets and even in coffee, which is what I've been doing recently.
Acai.
Acai. It's like a topper, almost like
Mm-hmm.
like chocolate flakes or chocolate powder
Like
or something.
sprinkles.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
instead of chocolate sprinkles, you just put leche new.
Right.
And this comes
is
out of like
baby formula.
the Gerber, the baby.
You can
Like,
imagine that.
It's got
Yeah.
the little Gerber baby on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not
I've
quite
seen
the
it.
Gerber baby, but
I
just
saw
as
it at
cute.
your guys' place in San Francisco. I remember.
We have
Yeah.
a big one here. Yeah. And it's good. It's good.
I don't know.
Delicious.
And what else is weird about Brazilian cuisine is mayonnaise on pizza. That to me is
What?
just
Yeah.
I can't get over that. I don't know. To me,
Mayonnaise, is that a thing?
yeah.
Mayonnaise and ketchup on pizza.
And on
God, that's crazy.
you put on hot dogs too.
Mayonnaise on hot dogs. Yeah.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
I have never heard of mayonnaise on pizza though.
I will
And
say
ketchup.
though,
I have heard of that
ketchup
one.
on pizza. Yeah. I will say though, every time I've gone and
Yeah.
eaten Brazilian food, it is
Delicious.
absolutely
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Oh yeah.
It's super good. Sorry, I'm just thinking of this one thing and I have to say it.
Hmm.
And it's totally off topic. We're going back to the milk.
Okay.
Ryan didn't know that cows only produce milk like when they're pregnant
Swear
or
to
like
God.
after they
Swear to God.
like their babies.
Oh, well.
They don't produce milk year round, and he was like shocked by that.
Guess what?
Did you know this?
We now have a new person who didn't know that.
See?
He's sitting right here.
You see? It's not just me.
How do people not know that?
It's just
I don't
you
produce
imagine
milk
a cow that
all
it
the
just
time.
produces milk.
Yeah,
If it's a
it's like,
female, it
that's
produces
its job.
milk.
It just makes
But
milk.
you don't
like make
think.
milk.
You don't think.
Like
It
I don't.
needs to be.
I don't associate. Yeah, I didn't associate. I mean, it makes when you explain it though, it makes perfect sense because you think
Yeah.
just
about
like humans.
just like humans. Yeah, you think about every other mammal
Yeah.
that nurses. Yeah, I had no idea. Wow, I feel like my eyes
It's
are
kind
open.
of crazy.
Damn.
It changes your whole mindset about milk.
And
too,
it also
you know?
changes your whole mindset about the food industry.
Yeah, because
Like
in my eyes, like
we're impregnating cows just to get
for
milk.
well, and the meat too, right? I mean, the meat comes from.
Is that a part of it too? Like, could we take a female
well,
cow
you're
and
making
never
another
make it?
cow.
I know, but could we take a female cow, never make it pregnant, and get the same tasting steak from it as we get from a female cow that has been pregnant?
Yeah, I don't think
I
it
have no
factors
idea.
into the meat that we're getting from
because you can get meat from
mom.
boy cows and girl cows.
True. Yeah. So why does it matter if they had to be pregnant? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. But you're making another cow.
You're making another cow to
which
make,
could be a man.
which would be for steak,
Which
Why
or
are you
for
trying to
steak.
say that a man cow is better than a woman cow?
well, you would use.
Where are you getting that
No,
from?
no,
That's
no,
not what
no.
I'm doing.
He's saying you would, if you have a cow that's pregnant and you're using that to make milk, and then that cow has a calf.
It's a double
and
whammy.
If it's a male calf, you would automatically be like, all right, steak line, because
But if
It's
it's a
not-
female calf,
we put in the milk line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
It is very. No, it makes me not want to buy milk anymore.
Yeah.
Because before I thought that getting milk was more humane than getting a steak.
No.
But in reality, it's not like that at all. In fact, it's probably a little worse
Probably
because I feel. Actually, never mind. I was going to say
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I was going to say that killing a cow is probably not as good as milking a cow and taking the kid away. But yeah,
Well, I mean, it's hard to say when you're not a cow.
that's true.
Like,
You
is
can
it-
only imagine, right?
You can only imagine, like, which is worse, having an axe come down on your neck or having your kid taken away.
Anyways, cow drinking.
Amanda's
I mean,
like, whoa.
Drinking,
When you put it that way, I don't know which one's worse.
drinking milk for dinner is definitely weird. Absolutely.
Very American.
It is super
It
American.
is very, it is very American. Yeah. What's another thing that when you noticed? What are other
Another
things?
thing that I find absolutely disgusting is people who shower in the morning and not at night.
Okay, that
Oh,
is
you're
something you
looking
definitely.
One right
No,
here.
that's-
Yeah.
It's just you get sweaty throughout the day. Like you're out and
What
about.
are you doing throughout your day? Because I ain't getting sweaty during my day. I know that.
I'm
just sitting
wrangling
around.
30 kids.
Shut up.
Oh yeah, you're wrangling. Yeah, I'm an
But,
extra,
like-
so I sit around.
But even like going out into the world
Mm-hmm.
and then
And
you
you-
go and sleep in your clean bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just so gross to me. I made Ryan change
And
his
there's
habits.
I
always
have adapted.
there's always particles and dust flying around the air at all times, and
just
you're always getting
so
covered with things.
gross. And what if someone coughs on you or like
Yeah.
I'm
Frank's
sure
like,
you don't
Yeah, I'm disgusting.
I'm
like
just
there's no way you don't
reeking
sweat
right
at
now.
all.
Yeah, no,
And then
there's
you just
yeah.
go in your bed and you
Yeah,
get
you
your
wanna
bed
see-
dirty and you keep going in your bed the next day and you're just getting dirtier and dirtier and dirtier and it's just
and your bed
I-
gets a stench to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is. But
And
it's,
you
it's
end up
kinda
liking it.
soothing. Yeah,
like
it is.
it,
It's
dude.
like I'm smelling my bed.
Yeah,
and you
I
know
do it all
it's
the time.
bedtime.
Oh yeah, like there's times, sometimes in the morning
It's
or
true.
night, I'll
It
just
is
like
true.
lift up my blanket and just take a good whiff under it. And just go, oh yeah, that's me. That's me. That's all me.
Wow.
All me.
No, you know what was really foul is in high school when
You would.
running cross country.
Yeah.
and
Now
I-
this guy
that
is.
was gross.
that yeah.
I would never do that.
Okay.
He would.
Okay, that makes
That is insane to me.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
gross.
yeah. Well, I'm a changed man,
hmm
and now it's honestly I look back and I'm like, wow, this is pretty gross. Yeah.
pretty gross. That's absolutely disgusting. Run
Well.
10 miles, sweat like a pig, and,
And
then
then
get into
fall
bed.
asleep in your
Yeah,
bed.
Go into
fall
bed.
asleep. Yeah, I was.
Ryan would get in there too. He'd get under the covers.
Oh, I
sometimes.
was in there. You know what's crazy about running cross country? I can't believe that I was able to do what I did so often because I feel as if knowing what I know now, I was so malnourished back then. I mean, that sounds bad saying that. I was probably not malnourished, but I was like my macros were not where they should be.
Yeah.
I had chips, and after a practice, I felt so bad.
And you'd eat a lot of junk food. Like
I would eat a
fast
lot of junk food. Yeah, lots of fast food. But after practice, I felt so bad and so tired that I don't know if it was a mental thing or physically thing, but I didn't even want to shower and I didn't want to eat either. Like I physically,
You're done.
mentally could not do those things. I don't know. I just was a funk that I was in, or if I was just physically like I can't put it.
No,
down.
I never had that ever. But
No,
it's
none of
funny
you guys ever
that
had that.
only applies to Ryan.
But I was also like
friends.
extremely scrawny in high school. Like
I know. I saw pictures.
Yeah, he was tiny. We would love to make the jokes of like how big Ryan was. Be like, Ryan's huge.
Aww.
good times.
You're like, I can't see you behind Ryan over there.
Ryan and I were talking last night about you coming over today, and I was like, did you ever think like when Frank came up to you in cross country, was like, can I be your friend?
Oh yeah.
That he would be marrying us. Like what? Like how crazy
I
is that?
know, right? It's pretty wild.
I won't tell the story, but Frank knows how we became friends.
You can tell it. His mom told Ryan that she felt sorry for me because she saw me at cross country practice looking really lonely, and I was because I didn't want to run, so I came in with a bad attitude. I'm like, I'm not gonna be friends with anybody. Fuck all these people. My people are basketball people. And then there was the one day where it was like we had to group up, and I was like, I can't group up with all these people are so lame. And I looked over at Ryan's group, and I was just like, if I have to choose somebody here, I gotta go with them.
Yeah. But it's just so crazy because now it's like lifelong friends. Like you live with half of them.
I live with half of them.
It is crazy. Yeah. I
like,
wonder.
Look at you guys now.
I know. I wonder if we would, like, man. I wish that we could just be able to determine these things. But if that moment didn't happen, how would life pan out in a different way? You know, would there have been another moment that was the catalyst?
Yeah, that would have. Yeah, or would it never happened?
Or would it not have evolved in the same way? It's really interesting to think about.
Yeah, I really think it was. I think had it not happened there, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was really set in the whole. I'm gonna be a mute on this team.
Yeah,
and then
there
was that day where I was just like, I was just seeing everybody have fun, even like from all the levels of like taking it seriously and having fun and like goofing off and having fun like you guys were. Yeah. And I realized I was like, I just gotta.
What made you join cross country?
My mom. She forced me to.
His mom is a big runner to this day, right?
Yeah. Still runs. So and it was one of those things where I was supposed to go to North High School for the IB program. That's where my sister went, and it was cool. In 8th grade, we got to fill out our classes. So there was one day I remember as an 8th grader where you got like a sheet from like whatever high school you were going to, and you got to select your classes. And I did that, and I didn't tell my parents that I filled out the Poly register. I filled out for Poly.
Oh, and they wanted you to go to.
They wanted me to go to North, and they said the one way we'll let you go to Poly is if you do the orchestra, because I was doing cello in middle school, and the conductor middle school was the same conductor at Poly, and he was really good and stuff. So they're like, okay, yeah, do that, and we'll let you go to Poly. And I sign up for Poly, and I make sure to sign up for drawing and painting. To get like my art credit right away to get it done, because I'm like, I'm not gonna have the orchestra to cover the 1 year of art I need, so let me just do the drawing and painting freshman year and get it out of the way. And I didn't tell my parents about it, and I got in a lot of trouble, and one of the things I had to do was join cross country.
Look at that!
Wow.
I never knew that.
Yeah, that was
wow. Yeah, for me.
And the funny thing
is, you're so grateful now that happened.
And the hilarious thing is that I wanted to go to Poly. One of the reasons why I didn't want to deal with like making all new friends, because I was like, all my middle school friends are going to be at Poly. I just want to, and then I end up making all new friends. Yeah. It's crazy.
It's so pretty ironic. Yeah.
Where is that other high school at?
It is.
This is by like It's by Van Buren.
It's closer to UCR or university.
Why would they want you to go so far if Poly's like super close?
They have the IB program.
And my mom's a Poly hater.
Why?
Didn't know that.
Yeah, my mom doesn't like Poly. She's never liked
How
Poly.
funny.
She knew me and Rory.
She thinks. Well, no, it's not that at all.
Well, back then.
She has like this general idea that Poly is pretty much, they're a Riverside school that thinks they should be in like Newport or like, the OC. Like
I kind of get that though.
The kind of Riversidean that goes to Poly is the kind of person who thinks they're way better than the city they're living in.
Low key, I can kind of see that vibe, but not nowadays. I think
probably not now. I mean,
but I think
times have changed. Yeah,
back in the day, definitely. Like you get a bunch of like staff that was Poly back in the day, and it's just like they think they're gods or something.
Yeah, exactly. That was
real stuck up. That type of steel.
Yeah, it was like a kind of like an in the family sort of thing. Yeah. You know?
I'm so glad I went to Poly.
Oh, I am
honestly.
too.
Like we weren't probably to other schools we were the preppy, super student prideful school, but I really feel like we weren't like that at all. But I definitely was happy and felt like it was my school and I was happy to be there.
That's what I thought was funny about my mom's opinion. I was like, that's not true at all.
Yeah.
But it's only because those are like kind of the loudest people. So when you get a group of people who's ever raising their hand to share their thoughts, that's going to become the general consensus of, oh, this group believes that, even though you have all these individuals who just aren't speaking up and actually are totally different. So that was definitely the vibe of that school. So my mom was wrong in the end, but it's okay. I can't thank her enough for, forcing me to do cross country, because here I am,
It's so crazy when you think about like the little moments in life.
Yeah.
Make such a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, things add up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look back at like where we were in high school, and I mean, I even like when sort of you talk about how you went to East Bay because it wasn't even something that you were super into or you thought you were going to do. It was just kind of like, oh, this is what, this is who came to my campus. And like,
I had no idea about any colleges. My mom didn't go to school here. She went to Brazil. Like I had no direction at all when it came to applying to school, going to college, doing any of that stuff. So yeah, the first counselor person that came to my high school, that's the school I went to.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so happy that I went there. I think East Bay is such a hidden gem. Like it was such a good school.
Yeah. Well, and what's crazy about that counselor is...
Oh yeah, I worked for her.
Yeah.
Like I'm friends with her. Like I can call her whenever I want and be like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow,
she's
that's awesome.
great.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
amazing.
I ended up working for her, and so that's where I met Kayla first, and Kayla's like my best friend now.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So true.
Full
huh?
connection.
And that's how I joined my sorority, because if not, my freshman year roommate went to a different sorority.
Mm-hmm.
But because I worked at the Welcome Center with my counselor who came to Hawaii, that's how I kind of got to know Kayla, Kiana, Dom, like the people who I ended up being
really good friends
It's
with.
just crazy, yeah.
Not that you're not friends with
Right. I mean,
your roommate, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you're right, the little moments. If you weren't wearing that Brazil jersey, we probably would have never met.
True.
Damn.
It's the little thing.
It is the little
I forgot about that
things.
Brazil, because that was like a Halloween party, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like so last minute.
It was super last minute. It
And
wasn't even really like a party. It
Just
was
a
kinda
kickback.
like,
kind of, but we're all dressed up.
but everyone wanted to do something. That's the
Because
thing.
it was Halloween.
It was like Halloween, but like no one had anything to do. So like the people that were actually there were like down to have fun, you know? But it wasn't a big party by any means. I mean, I think it was just like when we were chatting, it was just like me, you, and like a couple other people outside.
Right.
Which really wasn't the vibe usually. But
Yeah, it was usually packed.
yeah.
Especially at that house.
Man, good times. It's kind of crazy because I didn't think of how big of a part Nancy played the counselor in us. Like, think about if Nancy didn't go to Hawaii, we would have never met.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you didn't work for Nancy at the Welcome Center, you probably wouldn't have joined a sorority or the sorority that
Which means
we hang out with mostly, right? We would.
Nancy was your counselor for tea.
And Nancy was also our advisor. Yeah, that's correct.
Dang, Nancy.
Well,
I'm assuming.
We should write her thank you note or
Yeah,
something.
seriously.
I'm
shout
assuming
out.
Nancy's going to be at the wedding.
No, she's not. She's at
This is
Cornell. She's on.
awkward.
bigger
Yeah, she's on the
things.
East Coast now.
okay.
She moved from East Bay. Now she works at Cornell.
Cornell?
I know.
That's a
It's a big bump.
wow. That's a big step.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure she got a fat raise, and she deserves it.
Yeah, she does.
She was
That's
great.
Ivy League, right? That's
yeah,
Ivy League
I
school.
think
Yeah.
so. I think it
don't
is.
know.
I think it is. Yeah.
Ryan and I
don't
just
know.
looked at Ivy League.
You know, Ryan, sometimes I ask questions for you to like slam dunk because I know the answer to them, and you just didn't. It is an Ivy
He
League
was
school,
like,
everybody. He wasn't able to slam dunk that
Sorry.
one.
Yeah. Oh, totally, it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I've done that too many times where I don't know the answer to. I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do that again.
Yeah.
We're recording this, you know.
Yeah, exactly. We are creating evidence of our stupidity
Exactly.
and the lack of knowledge we have.
But that's the vibe of the show. You know, that's
There's
our
no
thing.
rules. There's no
Exactly.
rules. Sam took a bathroom break during an episode once. so-
That's
Did
right.
he
Yeah, he
really?
did. Yeah,
Oh,
he
no
did.
I was
way.
really against it too.
Yeah,
but
Ryan.
Was he
didn't
like,
want it.
please
Frank was
let me
like,
go to the bathroom?
whatever, man, whatever.
I was
We were
pretty
super
drunk at that
Yeah,
point.
you
Yeah.
guys were probably a bunch of
I
clowns.
was like, go. And we were fine.
Yeah, we were able to cover for it. Oh,
That's
dude,
funny.
I saw the new James Bond movie.
Mm.
My God, it was so good. Such a dude movie though. I'm sorry.
Which
man.
Yeah.
what is it?
No,
A lot
it's
of
fine.
lot of
Here.
explosions, you know.
What is it called?
No Time to Die.
You sounded like Scott right there. That was so weird.
Wait, what did I say?
When you said like explosions, like sorry about that. Like
that
so
sounded like Scott.
True. Cool. Yeah, we were just walking around the Yorba Town Center right here, where Bristol Farms is. We had brunch today at the Olive Seed. Mm-hmm. Wow, so good.
Really good.
But there was this little...
I thought you were going to say Olive Garden for the first...
No,
the Olive came out and I was ready for like Olive Garden brunch. Does Olive...
Is it good?
Is it good? Yeah.
No, but there was this little... it was like a market going on where people rent easy up spaces and they set up.
Fun, cute area.
It was cute. It was fun. She signed up for some workout classes for free.
For free workout classes?
Free workout classes, which is unheard of nowadays.
It is, yeah.
And
like a nice thing, not like an outdoor like it looks like a really nice studio and everything, and they gave me 2 free classes.
It's new.
Wow. Yeah, brand new.
Half of the businesses there.
So
are new.
It's not just some random dude who goes to the park to do like exercises.
Yeah, you see there, and they're like doing their own.
He's like anybody can join me at any time.
Right. It's not that. It looks kind of like an Orange Theory.
It's kind of like a hip Orange Theory.
Yeah.
What is Orange Theory?
I thought it was, babe.
Frank.
You're kidding me, right? You're kidding me.
You don't know what Orange
Theory
Theory
Orange Theory is?
Okay,
Who are
so the
you?
word orange, like the color
Like
orange,
yes,
and then
theory.
space, and then theory, like THEORY.
They're like everywhere.
Theory, like hypothesis.
I have
theory.
never heard of Orange Theory.
Oh my
Wow.
God. You know
Ever.
Brady?
Yeah, of course.
He works at Orange Theory.
Brady works at Orange Theory.
So it's a place.
Yes.
It's a place. Okay. What is the place? What is the place?
It's like a workout class place where like you go.
It kind of started like the workout class thing.
Yeah, it was like the first big, I think, workout
And
class
they're
thing.
everywhere.
Yeah, they're like bigger than like Jazzercise, which I think kind of had the same vibe. But like,
See, that's funny because
I've only seen Jazzercise in Riverside. I've
What?
never even heard of that. Or seen it.
Jazzercise?
Yeah.
Jazzercise is
Jazzercise
big.
is massive.
Massive.
Yes, it is, babe.
Only in Riverside, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, well,
Oh my goodness. Oh my
in the
goodness.
desert areas,
Yeah,
the desert areas beyond Riverside,
the
it's all.
Inland Empire.
Just imagine that, but more like modern workout sesh where you have like circuits and they track your everything
you get
about.
like a little thing and they track your heart rate, so you're like seeing your splat points up, and like you see everyone in the class, so
You
you're
kind of
like
make it a
watching
game.
yourself.
You're trying to beat each other's heart rates, that type of stuff.
Jazzercise? Have you guys ever seen a Jazzercise class?
Nope.
No.
Because what you're describing sounds like more of like a serious sort of.
Oh no,
No,
it's
it's
there's
hardcore.
weights, there's a
Yeah,
treadmill,
okay.
you're sprinting,
'Cause
there's a rowing machine.
The one time I was sitting in on a Jazzercise class, it wasn't my choice, you know.
Can I ask why you were
Yeah.
sitting in a Jazzercise class?
My best buddy Jacob, who I've been friends with since we were 2, his mom is a huge Jazzerciser. Like she owns her own place in.
She's like franchised.
Yeah, she's franchised
Wow.
with Jazzercise. So I remember as a kid, one time I was going to Jacob's for the weekend, and I got picked up by his mom, and we had to go to the Jazzercise class first, and I had to stay. I was in like the little kid room, and there was a moment where I was like, okay, this is the little kid room, and I'm not really having fun because I'm like 10 or so, and they're all like 5. So I try to like take a step out to like see like, okay, can I hang outside? And as soon as I open the door, I just see a bunch of women doing like power thrust dance moves, and Jacob's mom at the front just with a microphone on, just screaming at him and tell him like arm up, and they're doing it like it's like a dance workout thing all in one, and it's so hard. Like I immediately started laughing. Like I had to close the door right away because I started like breaking character. I was just like, I can't, no, I don't want to ever see that again. And I've never seen it again ever since. I was kind of scarred in that moment.
It's probably
It's like Zumba.
It's like Zumba. It's just like that. Yeah. But this Orange Theory sounds not like that.
It's
No.
definitely more serious.
Yeah.
Like it's a workout. Not that I've ever been to a class, but I imagine that it's much more serious.
Intense. Yeah. Anyway, this place kind of is like an Orange
It's got that
Theory,
vibe.
Barry's
Okay.
boot camp type thing.
That's better than the Jazzercise vibe. That's for sure.
But yeah, that the town center is really cool.
That's right by you guys too, right?
It's a walk.
Yeah, it's a
We
walk.
can walk.
Yeah.
I keep saying that I'm gonna bike around, but I haven't busted the bike out yet.
You do have a bike?
Yeah, we have. We
Okay.
both have bikes.
What are you talking about? We were biking for like 6 months or so.
We were doing that. I kind of blocked that out of my brain because it was kind of terrible for me.
I would have too. But
Yeah, you guys got to come out and we'll hit a bike ride or something.
it's just, I feel like moving though just is such a long process, and then we've been here for I don't even know how long.
Mm-hmm.
It's all blurring together now.
Yeah, it is.
But you still have things to do, obviously.
Yeah, like we're like, oh yeah, we want to like go on the hikes here, and we want to bike ride here, and like we haven't done any of that.
Well, there's just too much to do
inside our home
here that I go crazy about it, you know. And then if I'm doing things around the house, you know, you're probably not going to do those things by yourself. So yeah, and we literally just got like some free time.
There's just so much going on for
a while. It was like we're painting, we're fixing the bathroom, we're getting the back room ready, the guest room. I mean, there's been so much that we had to do that now that there's free time, now I think we can start enjoying these things that are around Yorba Linda.
Right. Hopefully, yeah. But your project now is like the garage. You're trying to get all that done.
Because we were doing all these projects in the house, and then we clean up the house and we put all the junk in the garage.
I would literally open the door to the garage and just throw things in there. Like when people were coming over, I would just like start throwing things.
I do remember like when I first came over, there was something to throw away or a box or something, and Ryan just told me to open the garage, just chuck it in there.
And we had the housewarming thing, Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
you came over and just went. You threw it into the garage.
That's what I did.
I told you to do that. I was like, just go for it.
Well, I mean, that's the great thing about, you know, starting your lives together is that you have unlimited time, in the sense of where it's like, oh, what do we do today?
Not real. Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, it's like, you know, what do we do today? And it's like, oh, I don't know what to do. And it's like, well, we got all the time in the world. I know you technically don't, but like, you know, you do in a sense, because you guys are like, you know, gonna get married and be together forever. So it's like every day is like another unlimited amount of time in a sense, even though it's limited. But yeah,
I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying too.
That was
but it seems like it's not. But I get yes.
Yeah. That was sort of the beautiful bookend of the James Bond movie. I know I had to bring it up again. It's just because it's like, you know,
you're really killing that.
I know.
Guys, I mean, Daniel Craig James Bond means a lot to me, and this was his fifth and final movie, and it just hit every nail on the head. Who do you think is going to
be the next James Bond?
I really hope Idris Elba.
Me too.
That'd be so cool, dude. Oh.
And he's getting to the phase where he can have like a little gray stubble, which I just think he looks so badass with some gray stubble, and I know I'm getting a little too in depth on.
Well, he's still.
Features,
well, that's the great thing about it.
That he looks so badass.
Yeah,
like if they trim that right, he'll look so cool.
That's the hardest thing to do with James Bond, is to cast old enough to where it's believable that this is like a suave spy who gets women and is way cooler than you. But you also can't go too old to where you're like, this guy couldn't beat that dude up.
Right.
You got to find and then you can't go too young, because it's like, I don't buy this dude as a badass.
Yeah.
You got to find that. And I think Idris Elba is that perfect age right now.
How old is he? Do you know?
I think he's like 45.
Oh, I thought he was older than that.
I know. I thought he was closer to 50, but
I mean,
I'm sure it's right.
I might be hitting the mid. I think he might be 47 or something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he's right in there.
So, baby, tell us about funniest story that you've had in the classroom or something.
Yes.
What's the craziest thing that you've...
The thing that you didn't think a kid could do.
I mean, I don't know if we laid it out, but like right now you are literally student teaching, quote unquote, every day. So you're there like a teacher is every day, and you're slowly taking on subjects. You're teaching. Yeah.
I'm just not getting paid.
Yeah.
But I think that sitting in so-and-so's water was, you know...
I love the water part.
Yeah.
Sat in their water. What does that mean?
Like, there was one little girl who was just crying, like, in the bathroom, and I didn't want to open the door, so I was just, like, you know, knocking, and she was just, like, sobbing in the bathroom. I finally opened the door. She's just sitting in the corner, like, looking up at me, like, I'm scared. I'm like, you know how to use the bathroom. Like, you've been in this bathroom before. Like, okay. That was kind of sad, weird. I don't know.
Kids.
One time there was poop on the playground, and someone stepped in it and was walking around with human poop on
just on their foot, just casually. Yeah.
Like, just imagine there's a kid that just
dropped his pants and
like,
just
went
pooped.
for it right on the center.
And nobody saw this kid do that.
No, we just heard it. Like they were like, "Oh yeah, I stepped in poop," and they had to like clean it. Like, who does that? Yeah, I don't know. There's just a bunch of things. I know I'm definitely gonna miss it though, because next semester I'm doing upper grades. So I'm gonna miss the little kids, because when they do stuff, it's like crazy, but they're so cute, and then they
but
just
like you just get over it,
right? Because
yeah.
they don't know
learning.
any better,
Right.
If a 5th grade just drops his pants and starts pooping, like that's
That's a
different.
referral.
Or even does something like less than that, like you just
Right.
get annoyed at it. Yeah. So
Right.
what grade do you? And I know we've talked.
What do you
about
want
it,
to?
but like, what would you like to teach?
Ideally 3rd grade, I think, because it's like they know what they're supposed to do. They're old enough to like,
But they're still cute.
and
Yeah.
they're still little,
yeah.
and they won't like. I was on Friday. I had puppets, and I was like doing puppet stuff, and the kids love that. Like I feel like 3rd grader. Like I feel like once you get to like 4th and 5th, they would look at you and be like, what are you doing? Or like they
Like,
just
I'm too cool for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I'm too cool for that, or I'm a know-it-all and I know everything and you don't know anything.
Yeah.
But like 3rd grade, they're still little.
See, I remember
It's right in the middle. The middle
second or
point.
third. Yeah, second or third.
I think 2nd grade is that, at least from my experience, I don't have any memories of like doing those. Okay, everyone get in a crisscross applesauce. Everyone circle up.
Yeah.
Oh, I do that all the time.
But not in 3rd grade. I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah,
In
yeah.
2nd grade, I know for a fact that we did that, and we always used to. My teacher was named Miss Massey, and she would read us books.
That
and
was
stuff.
my 2nd grade teacher
Yeah,
too.
she was awesome.
She was.
I remember my 2nd grade, we still had carpet time. Like in 3rd grade, we didn't have that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if there's carpet time then. Yeah, in 3rd grade.
Carpet time.
So maybe 2nd grade is the vibe.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I can't decide, but that would be ideal. 2nd or 3rd. Preferably 3rd, I think.
Yeah, so talk about how, I mean, I know, but I know other people probably don't know. Maybe Frank doesn't know. But how sort of do you get placed in these things? Like what grade? How do you decide? That type of stuff.
Oh, well, like hired or my placement as a student teacher?
Well, let's say you get hired by a district. What happens?
Well, they just kind of put you wherever. Like you.
Yeah,
have
where
no
there's an
say.
open spot. Yeah,
wherever
yeah.
there's- His mom's a teacher. He knows. I was shocked by that. Like when Ryan's mom told me.
I didn't know that. My mom's been a teacher for since my entire life.
I know. Like when I was talking to her, like, oh, I kind of want to do a career change, and she told me that. I was like, 3rd grade would be perfect, and she's like, you can't pick, and I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, it's
like,
just random.
I had no idea. Like one of his family friends was like, she's been a teacher for 5 years, every single year, a different grade. So she's taught every single grade because
And that's the other thing is like I feel like when you come in as a newer teacher, you get moved around more with the different grades because they have people with tenure who are like, I'm only going to teach this grade,
right.
and you can't do anything about it.
But you know that I thought you didn't get tenure until 10 years.
Mhm.
It's 3 years.
3 years.
3
What?
years?
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's
Are
great.
you serious?
Yeah.
I mean,
And
Wow.
it takes 2 years to clear your credential. So like once I am done in May, like I'll have my credential, but it's not going to be cleared yet. So it takes 2 years to clear your credential, and then 1 more year, and then you're tenured.
What does clear your credential mean?
I don't really know, but I have to clear it.
I think that's way better than 10 years because
Oh my gosh, I would be. Yeah,
that's a lot
no.
of. I mean, it's hard to be a teacher, and
Are you sure it's 3 years?
Yes.
Wow. I feel like it was 8 years for my mom.
well,
maybe,
I mean,
maybe it changed. I
different
don't
time,
know.
you know,
Now it's
different
3
time.
years.
they're lowering that number.
But I
'cause
think
they're
it's like
realizing
3
they-
years
Mm-mm.
in the same grade. Like I think like in the same
Oh.
district. Like if I move
No,
around,
same district.
I have. Okay, I just know it's 3
Because-
years.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
So I
Maybe
don't know.
same district, same type of teaching,
Maybe same school. I don't know
Yeah.
because you can change around
yeah.
schools in the same district. I'm not sure, but it's 3 years.
Teaching is one of those things that I wish we pushed, emphasized more as like
for people to become.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like I feel like it's not
Well, I feel
as respected as it should be,
definitely.
Because some
like
people,
it's a hard job. I mean, it takes
Yeah.
a lot of commitment, and it's really, I mean, you can't stress how important it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Well, I remember in college, like, I think I always had a passion for like kids, and like, I'm pretty patient. Like, and people who I've told like, oh, I'm gonna be a teacher now, they're like, oh, that totally fits
Perfect.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
the job for you. But in college, like, my mindset was like, oh, like teachers aren't appreciated. Like teachers don't make money. Like I want to make money. Like I want to be able to provide for my family. Blah blah blah. So you just have this mindset. So people don't go into that field because they don't. They think that.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's true. Like teachers should be appreciated more. Teachers should get paid more. But I like my mindset went from like, oh, I only want to make money to like I want to do something that I'm passionate about and that like I'm happy going into work every day and for our kids in the future. Like I want to be, spend summers with them. And so my mindset changed from like making money to what is my passion? Like, what do I want to wake up every day and be like, okay, I'm ready to go to work?
Right. It's more of a moral decision. You know? Like I feel like all teachers, I mean, some of them might grow up and be like, oh, I want to be a teacher, but at least for you and for, I feel like most teachers, it's more of a moral decision that they make is like, I want to, do this. I want to work with kids. And I mean, teaching is beautiful, I mean, you're literally teaching.
You're shaping little hearts.
You're shaping the kids of America, the children of America. I mean, it's crazy how we've sort of gotten to a point where teaching isn't like one of those jobs that you go to college
like a doctor, engineer, computer science,
right? It's
actor.
like
Everyone wants to be an actor. Everyone wants to be a YouTuber. Like,
Yep.
I mean,
True.
I mean, it's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
But on a different note, it kind of is good that you weed out all those people that are doing things for money, because it's like
you need to be passionate about it, or else like you'll work for a couple years and be like, I can't do this anymore.
Even some of the stories that you've told me is like teachers are upset that kids are changing classrooms or like other things that happen. It's just like I feel like you need to constantly reaffirm that like you're there to help the children and like whatever they need. Like if they need to move down a grade, then if that's what's best for them, then do
that's
it.
The end
if
goal
they
is what's best for the student.
need to move up 2 grades, and if that's what's best for them, then do it. So in that sense, I feel like it's kind of good that you have weeded out all the people that are doing it for money. I don't know. It's a catch-22 in that sense.
Because there's not, you're right. But anyway, I've been enjoying it. Like I like it. I definitely think it was the right choice for me and for us, even though it's hard right now, but I think it was the best decision.
Well, definitely. I mean, you weren't enjoying what you were doing. So yeah.
Well, passion, you always got to follow the passion,
Yeah. Well, going back to our wedding, I don't know if you guys remember, but Frank said that his present to us was that he was going to watch
all 10 Friends.
Yeah, all 10 seasons.
Professional right now.
All 10 seasons of Friends. Where are you, Frank?
Yeah,
we have less than 4 months left.
Yeah, we do, and I am lacking right now. Let's see. I think I'm on season 3, and I'm on season 3. I think episode. Let's see here. Season 3, episode 9. Yikes!
Wow.
See,
I gotta start churning, because
I can't imagine watching it and like stopping. Like I would be so obsessed and I would binge through it. Like, how are you stopping?
Yeah, that's not Frank's personality though. Like,
he totally binges.
I do binge. I do binge, but it has to be. I'm sorry, man. It has to be like like.
You said you liked it though.
I do like it, but I like a lot of things. Like I like a lot
Frank,
of most things I like just in general.
Frank and I really admire this about Frank, but Frank can really appreciate a lot of things about film, even if it's not like a great film. He can appreciate things about it. Like shoot,
I like bad movies. I like watching bad movies.
What was the film that really left everyone with a bad taste in their mouth? There's been a couple of them.
I don't know.
Twilight. No. It was like literally like the ending just made you feel sick to your stomach, and like
Game of Thrones. I don't know.
Nah, it wasn't anything like that. But in my eyes, I was like, I just didn't like watching it. But in Frank's, he was like, oh, I really enjoyed it, because it made me feel something,
I love Frank's outlook. Like he's like, well, the director did this, and
Yeah.
it means that this person did this. And even last time we were talking about Twilight, and you're like, well, it was the director, because we're like, you
I
need
was
to see the
hating on
actors,
I was
right?
hating on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kristen Stewart is like getting so much praise for her portrayal
And Robert
Pattinson's Batman
as
also,
Batman,
yeah.
and
So
then her as
stoked.
Diana Spencer.
Yeah, Diana.
So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's just like all these things that you see that I don't see.
And also, it's funny because
Absolutely.
you realize working on sets, no matter what you're making, you're dealing with like hundreds of people, and it's like the coolest thing about it is like even if you all made something shitty, like you still like made something like that. That's what's, and there's so many people that are required to make the said thing as bad as it could turn out. It's still a miracle that it turned out at all because it's tough.
I relate that to software development because when I first got my job at McKesson, I like you go through school and you learn these things and you become, quote unquote technical to an extent, but like you don't understand how much or everything that goes into developing a software and putting it out there for people. And even now that I work at Dell, it's just tenfold. I mean, the amount of stuff that they have going on that McKesson didn't, and how efficient they are, it's insane to me. And so I relate to my own work with that. It's like you watch only the exterior and you use it all the time, like with software and stuff, but you don't really understand what it takes.
I think you can relate that to all jobs though,
A
like
lot,
teaching,
yeah.
like people don't really see what goes into it. Acting, people don't see all, like there's thousands of people I feel like sometimes that are involved in one film.
Oh, definitely, yeah. A lot. And the thing I love about Friends is the fact that it is just nonstop jokes.
Yeah.
And to me,
It's
like
true.
as someone who's
I want to watch it now.
as someone who's tried to write jokes
too.
and write things, it's really hard to have every single line of dialogue in something be a punchline. And that's pretty much what the Friends show is. And that's why I think a lot of people, the people who don't like it because they feel like they're watching a person, speed shoot instead of like taking their time. Like if you took your time and tried to make like 10 shots in a row, you could, maybe make 10 shots in a row. But if you try to like beat the clock and put up as many shots as you can within like the 20-minute episode, that's like what Friends is. It's just rapid fire jokes. But it works for me because it's so classic sitcom that it feels like what a sitcom always, like if I think of what a sitcom is, like I think of Friends now, just because of the way it's structured, and you feel like you're watching an actors record in front of a live audience, but it also works in that weird way. I don't know. It's.
Well, tell me more. Like what it like, because I know you never watched it. You didn't like it.
Yeah, didn't watch it at all.
So like, what do you think of the characters? What do you think of like the plots? Like how do you like it? Give me your take.
Ross. It's funny. I knew Ross was going to be my least favorite character before I even watched an episode, and it's a fact.
That's crazy because
I thought it was gonna
loves
change.
Ross.
No, I can't stand Ross. Ross
Really?
Ross is
What?
Okay, who's your favorite?
It's probably Joey. I love
Isn't
Joey.
that so typical of him to say?
I love Joey so much.
You're
he's
so
just,
typical.
He's just so funny.
I could have guessed that in a million.
I just
years.
love his one-liners and like he says like the dumbest things. And
He does.
Yeah, and then also I really like Chandler. I like Chandler a lot.
Chandler is great.
And Phoebe's she's my favorite. She's my favorite of the girl. And then Monica's my second
least favorite.
I would think that Rachel would be your first.
No, Rachel's my least favorite because Rachel's so like, I don't know. She seems
Rachel's whatever to me.
She
grows.
She gets better.
On
Okay,
you over time. I think. And Phoebe's character to me,
I feel like she was underappreciated. Like,
she was
she's, like,
definitely
the best
underappreciated.
character.
She is the most unique character, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's also because I think Jennifer Aniston's the worst actor of the six of them.
Really? And it's funny because she became the biggest one.
And she became the biggest star. And I think it's because the looks.
The looks, definitely.
And that she was able to like
Courtney
maintain
Cox
being...
is so pretty.
Yeah, but you know
like
what's funny?
even a little bit more so than Jennifer Aniston.
The plastic surgery that Courtney Cox had wasn't as good as Jennifer Aniston's, so her career was able to just maintain the entire time, and Courtney Cox hasn't been. Because I do agree with you. I think Monica's the prettiest one in the show.
Yeah, she is.
But there was just something about, I don't know. I guess who Jennifer Aniston went to was better. I don't know.
I don't know.
But and also I think that
to me it's their characters, but
I can see Chandler. I can see why Matthew Perry had a hard time with like alcohol and drugs, and he talks about how like every night he was worried like, oh, I can't make him laugh, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
because he
has,
even more so than Joey in a way, he always has a punchline.
Yeah,
he was definitely he had a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah.
So have you watched the reunion?
No, I know.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm gonna. It might just some.
No, I'm adding it on to our.
Are you adding
deal.
it on to the? Okay.
You have to watch it after though.
Okay,
after,
I will.
Okay?
I would if I was.
Because I want to hear your
all,
take on it.
That, yeah.
I really want to hear your take on
Okay.
it. Because you've already said a lot of the things that they say in the reunion.
Okay.
And they also go into.
I hated the monkey. I hated Marcellus. What are
he was annoying.
I just feel like why?
What?
Like, this is so stupid.
Didn't make any
it's
sense.
Right.
so stupid.
And it went on for way too long.
Yeah,
in season 9, there's a plot or like there's a storyline, and
it has to do with the monkey.
No.
Oh, okay.
I won't tell you what it's because I
holiday?
I've spoiled a lot of things for you. I don't want to spoil anything else.
Because I already know that Chandler and Monica are going to get married. And I feel like that was a big spoiler that I got that I didn't know was happening.
Spoiler,
was it for me?
I honestly can't. I think I might have read it online.
Okay.
I don't know.
I hope it wasn't.
I mean, the show's been like
it's been around for so long.
I know. It's 20 years. It's not a spoiler anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But, there's a storyline in season like 8 and 9. It's just like the worst thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I always skip those seasons. I think that's why we didn't finish.
I think I remember you telling me that there are the later seasons you skip.
Every episode.
Right, because I always skip through those episodes because I've seen all the episodes, so I know which ones like I like and which ones I just don't want to watch.
So real quick, the reunion, they actually show kind of how they did the episodes and how they would shoot like a line, and then if it didn't get a crowd reaction, they would go back and then the writers would literally like group up while everyone's still on set, and they would like think of things like right on the spot. And to me, it just made me appreciate not just Friends, but like sitcoms in general, with laugh tracks more specifically, because to me, I didn't like when shows told me to laugh at first, but then Friends really opened up that to me.
And when you realize it's a live studio audience,
and when you realize the work that gets put into it in a live studio audience, and to me, just the fact that there's writers right there editing lines on the spot, it's not like a set script, is really what does it for me, and really what makes me appreciate it. So I think you would really enjoy the reunion.
Yeah,
episode.
no, that's a classic Hollywood thing, is writing while you're shooting.
Like on the spot,
on the set. Yeah,
it's like the pressure's
like,
on.
You know Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, the second one, the last one Megan Fox did.
Yeah,
that was being written as they were shooting because it was during the writer's strike, so they didn't have screenwriters.
Oh my god!
Wow.
So pretty much a lot of movies produced between 2008 and 2010 were shot without scripts. Like Iron Man 2 didn't have a script. The second
I had no idea.
Quantum of Solace, the second Daniel Craig James Bond movie.
What did they do? The
actors and the director pretty much are just figuring out
wow.
shit about as they go. Like,
that is so cool. Wow.
Yeah. Would you ever do that? Would you be a screenwriter? Or
Is
that what it's called?
Yeah, I have some screenplays that I'm currently working on. The hardest thing I've always said I'm not. I can't call myself a screenwriter yet because I haven't finished an original idea that I come up with. That's the hardest thing, coming up with an idea and then getting to an ending. Because you don't have a movie till you have an ending.
Right.
So technically, I have 4 ideas. And they're not movies because I don't have endings. So it's like, it's just one of the, it's hard to come up with an ending.
Definitely.
I've been obsessed with Big Bang Theory. Like that's been my new obsession.
Did you just say Big Bang Theory?
Big Bang Theory.
Okay,
I was just about to bring that up.
Do you not like it?
We're gonna have to close out on this because this is gonna be too much for me to talk.
Serious?
No.
You know what's so funny, Chris?
Wow.
I told Chris that you were watching Friends, and he was like, I was like, he doesn't like Friends, like, and he's watching it like that's what he's doing for our wedding, and he was like, you should have him watch Big Bang Theory, like he'll love Big Bang Theory, and that's so funny. I cannot wait to tell him, like, actually Frank hates it.
That's like the one show that was in the top. It was that and Big Bang Theory. Friends and Big Bang Theory were for a while the 2 shows I was like, I'm never watching those.
I just got into it, and I was like, why didn't I get into it sooner?
What does it stream on?
HBO Max.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't appreciate Big Bang Theory as much as you appreciate Friends.
No, I wouldn't, because it's
more repetitive.
Yeah, it is. But it just like
it's a lower scope, I think.
When I see like pilot episodes, like even The Office or Friends or Big Bang Theory, I'm like, oh my gosh, like these people like just got like, we're trying to get on a show, and
then they get on a show,
and it's just crazy to see like Haley and I always think of you. I'm like, oh my gosh, one day Frank is gonna get on one of these shows, and then
pilot's gonna take off.
Yeah, like Jim Parsons, like he's like
all off that role. Exactly.
I always think of you. I'm like, I can't wait till I'm like, I can be like, oh yeah, like I knew Franklin Raycubs before he was Franklin Raycubs or something. I don't know.
I knew Franklin before he was Frank. No,
please do.
I knew Frank before he was Franklin.
Yeah, I knew Frank before I knew Frank before he went by Franklin.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. We're super excited about your takeoff, man.
And it's gonna happen.
Can you talk about the stuff that you got going on, or no?
Or is it secret?
No, I can't. Just because the one thing that I think might be in development, I did recently sign an NDA for.
I see.
But I don't know if it's legit. But it is, like you said, it is potentially a pilot that would need to get picked up. So
it's definitely legit if you signed something. So
I did read the contract and signed it and sent it back. So
you read everything?
I read everything. Yeah.
Good job, Frank.
I did. It wasn't that long. It was like 8-9 pages, something like that.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Here's the
That's
NDAs.
Well, I was gonna say, I think that's a great way
To end
to
this?
end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Babe,
to
you're a
Frank's
natural.
career.
You're
And
closing out the
The
episode.
luck
Look
of
at
my
that.
hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because then this studio could, we could get a White Claw
Oh,
sponsor.
yeah.
Oh
We
my
could
gosh,
imagine
yeah.
imagine a
You guys
lit up
can-
sign of like a White
Dude,
Claw
You guys
sign.
can
Yeah.
get like a $60 million Spotify deal or something.
Yeah.
That would be
And we
amazing.
get like a monthly check from White Claw
Oh,
to like
yeah.
Sweet.
try all the new flavors, and imagine they just send us boxes of the claws.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
I also want to plan for the next time I'm on.
do
Maybe
you
after we
want?
get married.
Oh,
yes.
the episode
we'll-
after.
First
Yeah.
episode after,
Yeah.
and when we title it Mrs. Finazzo.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Let's end on that.
Yeah, there we
Let's end
go.
on that.
To Mr. and Mrs. Finazzo.
Cheers.
Soon to be.
Cheers up.
Cheers.
Thanks for
Thanks,
watching,
baby.
everybody. Thanks for being on, Amanda. Episode 100.
Peace out.
Peace.